are you obedient? Now my president you be, we are one better tomorrow. We no want to load, no. Now the person will be me. If you want better tomorrow, no go vote to load, no.
I am a glass no, as you see me so at the front line no.
At the front line no.
Put you one mind no, make we unite no, do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Situation don't they get a CD. My brother sister get your BBC. Make me unite, make me both you be. Now my president you be. Me I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Not the person will be. I want better tomorrow. No go to load, no.
If you don't want to be, it means say you don't want to be.
Me I go back to Obi, Peter Obi. So now you will want to.
We want to.
Now you will see.
To take Nigeria from consumption to production.
Hello, everyone. Yes, you are welcome to this live session. So, guys, looking at what I have there on the screen, Wike has voiced out saying that if Peter Obi was better, Nigerians would have voted him. And I keep wondering, I don't know the parameters that you used in measuring this for him to come out boldly to say it to the whole world that if Peter Obi was to be better than the sitting president, I mean Tinubu, that Nigerians would have voted him. Peter Obi is far better. We all know that. This is somebody who has a very clean record. When you go to the social media, his certificates are trending. His NYSC is there. His university certificate is there. He has made everything public for everybody to see. But we have people who have not come up with their certificate to show to the Nigerian people and to the entire world. You know, there are questions around primary school attendance. There are questions around secondary school attendance. There are questions around university, if he was in a university, if he graduated or not. And I keep wondering, how did Wike came up with this kind of statement that if Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him? Nigerians, are you all not surprised hearing this from Wike? Are you not surprised? Honestly, our politicians appear not to have shame, as in, they appear not to have shame. Somebody said it's only in Nigeria that our politicians are rewarded with positions, you know, even after they've done one terrible thing or the other. The next thing you will see is that they will be nominated. So now he has assumed this office of the Minister for the FCT. The only thing he has to say to the entire world is that if Peter Obi was to be better, that Nigerians would have voted Peter Obi, not Tinubu. Meaning that Tinubu won because he's better than Peter Obi. So I have like thought over this statement and I can't really reconcile how he came up with this kind of language, considering that Peter Obi is the man of the people. Peter Obi is the one that Nigerians voted for. And up to today, Nigerians are coming. This is the man we voted for. This is the man we want. So for him to start making this kind of statement, honestly, it's like they want to like tell the judiciary that it's not Peter Obi, it is them. But we all know that all eyes must be on the judiciary because they must give us justice. They must give us justice. So guys, before I continue on this, let me allow you listen to what Mr. Peter Side said about this election. I mean, what happened in Rivers State?
Are you with the presidential election results as declared by INEC? And if you're not satisfied, why not?
I'm not satisfied because I saw too many irregularities. And please, all the information I'm using is in the public space. Information I'm using is available from INEC website in terms of the IREV and the result sheets versus what in some cases the parties and the polling agents insisting is the result. And I will give a few examples. If you show Exhibit 2A or something like that, and because it's not, and don't forget that there are whistleblowers. A polling agent might be 22 years old. If you bring out the wrong results, he starts screaming, begging everybody to come and look at what he has put up or what you have put up. So I don't know if you're able to show Exhibit 2A. All I'm seeing is on your program, I'm seeing myself.
Now, we can see it on air, so you can tell us about it. It's on air at the moment.
Well, okay.
You may not see it, but it's on air.
If you can see it, yes. Okay. The Exhibit 2A shows you somebody from Rivers State. Just an example, I could have gone anywhere, but Rivers State is also my home state, so why not? So people there have my telephone number, they have my contact details, they have the right to scream and say, look, Oga, come and see what's going on here. So, what do you see there? A young polling agent is screaming. In my polling unit in Rivers State, he says, Labour Party got 223 votes. APC got 8 votes. Let's just stop there. The other parties got very little. So I repeat, Exhibit 2A, the polling agent is screaming. Labour Party got 223 votes. APC got 8 votes. When you go to Exhibit 2B, that is published by INEC on the IREV. Now, it's possible this polling agent is wrong, but the results are reversed in Rivers State, where he says Labour Party got 223. INEC has uploaded APC 223. Where he says APC got 8, INEC has uploaded for APC 223. Now let me explain something about Beavers. So some people don't know. The one important thing Beavers does is that all the votes must add up. So you must always make a minimum of 2 changes. If you make only 1 change, it will not add up. Unless it was somebody that scored 0. And even then, if you change 0 to 0, only then will you have the same result. But you must make 2 changes. So this polling agent is screaming that they reversed the results. Labour Party is saying got 223. APC got 8. INEC is showing the exact opposite between those 2 parties. So the votes are balanced. And when you look at the image that INEC actually uploaded on IREV, you can see on the right-hand side where they put where they put the words. You can see that the words have been altered. Tipex has been used. Hey, I'm not an criminal investigator. I invite people to go and look at the same information themselves. This is polling unit number 32, 15, 07, 031. You can see that beside the APC, the figures in words have been bastardized. If you look at the one for Labour Party, in fact, they've Tipex both the figures and the words, and it's thoroughly bastardized. So on the face of it, I'm unable to dismiss what the polling agent was screaming, that something seems to have gone wrong here. Also, I should mention that because I've been involved in opinion polls and so on, you don't just look at 175,000 polling unit results. If you've been looking at the election results since 2011, you know where the dead bodies are buried. So you know if from all the results, opinion polls and so on, the trends, whether Labour Party is supposed to do well in Rivers State or not, whether APC is supposed to do well or not, you can look at all the trends. So when you suddenly see people screaming that all that was done was that the 2 numbers were switched, APC's tiny votes given to Labour and Labour's Labour's huge votes given to APC. So the whole thing balances. So again, I'm just presenting information. I saw it on INEC. I looked at the information. It looked like it had been altered. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm answering your question. Am I satisfied by that? Of course, I'm not satisfied. I would like more investigation. We can look at Exhibit 3A.
Right. Well, let's look at Exhibit 3A because we need more information. I mean, you can't, there may be anomalies in one or two sort of polling booths, but we need to see more. So let's see Exhibit 3A then.
Yes.
Yes. So guys, you saw it for yourself. Wike now has the boldness to tell Nigerians that if Peter Obi were to be better than Tinubu, Nigerians would have voted him. We all saw what happened in Rivers State. You can even hear it being testified that this number of votes for these two different parties were switched. As in where Peter Obi got, let's assume Peter Obi got 300 here and the APC got 10. When it was uploaded, Peter Obi now, the Labour Party had 10, while the APC got 300. You can see what they did in Rivers State. And this happened across so many polling units. You can imagine the rate of, you know, I don't even want to like use anyhow word, but you can imagine the level of impunity when it comes to this last election, despite the fact that INEC promised Nigerians that with the IREV, with the beavers, it was going to be a game changer. But at the end of the day, especially in Rivers State, Peter Obi's votes were stolen. I mean, were really stolen. And now this same person who was the governor of Rivers State is telling the whole world that if Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him. I don't understand. I try to like digest this. I didn't know from what angle he was speaking, because when it comes to integrity, you count Mr. Peter Obi. When you talk about genuine love, as in genuine love, genuine followership, you talk about Peter Obi, a man that didn't pay Nigerians to come out for his campaign, a man that didn't pay for the 1 million march that we saw, you know, severally happening in Nigeria. A man that will always tell us that he has won all his cases in court without giving any of the judges a dime. And Wike is like fighting Peter Obi, that if he was to be better, that Nigerians would have voted him, meaning that he's telling us that Nigerians voted for Tinubu. We know that majority of the voters were the youths, and the youths came out en masse. When they saw that Peter Obi was winning, they now developed a glitch that we don't even know what actually happened. They told us that they had a glitch. That's why they couldn't transmit results as they promised us that it was going to happen real time. So what we are seeing in Nigeria is a case that these are politicians. When they commit all sorts of things, they are being rewarded with posts. We have seen that happen to the ex-Zamfara state governor, whom the EFCC kept calling that they are going to investigate him once he leaves office, once his immunity ends. And today, the EFCC man is being held while this same governor, ex-governor, has taken even a very prominent position. He's now the Minister of Defense. So Nigerians, this is what we keep saying, that when they say coup is happening in different countries in Africa, people keep wondering why. Why? It's because of all these things. Don't forget that the recent coup in Gabon is as a result of all the shams that happened during the election. The people could not withstand it. The military themselves, as you know, the military as a body could not condone what happened in Gabon. They ended up, you know, deciding for this coup, canceling the election, dissolving all the government bodies. They've now taken over rulership in Gabon. So talking about boldness among our politicians, let me just share with you what Wike said recently.
Against you, no, expel you.
Who's the party?
The PDP.
Who are the PDP people?
They are the executive of the party. The next.
I don't.
Are you afraid that your party might move against you,
no,
expel you?
Who's the party?
The PDP.
Who are the PDP people?
They are the executive of the party, the neck of the party. You saw that the former vice president and the presidential candidate are meeting with governors and leaders of the party.
Please,
you don't think that those can come against you?
But let me tell you this today. Let me tell you this. We are just waiting for the presidential panel to finish. You know who actually are those who are working well for the party. How can anybody talk about expelling me? We're no man of character. I'm a man of character. I can tell you authoritatively. What happened? This government, what the press was saying was not what I said. I never said PDP governors nominated ministers. I never said so. I said that this government wrote to all the governors of PDP and APC to nominate people for appointments. That's what I said. To nominate people for appointment, 10 person, 13. Yes. And I said, PDP governors nominated people for appointment. Appointment is appointment, both as board, both as commissions. Right? I challenge anybody who is the governor of PDP that said he never wrote any letter to this government for so people to be appointed under this government. Has anybody come to challenge me? Has anybody come to challenge me? Nobody has come to challenge me.
So PDP governors put forward names?
Of course.
For Bola Tinubu?
Of course. Let any one governor come up to say, you are telling lies I never wrote. I photocopy and I will show the world. Come on. I see, sometimes I need to tell you I respect the party. I respect the party. I wrote to the national chairman and his people that this is the offer made to me by the president. Did they say they told me not to not accept? I wrote a letter to the zonal.
Yes. So guys, you can see the boldness Wike has, He has been nominated by the APC and the PDP to go represent them for the upcoming election that will be taking place in Bayelsa. And one keeps wondering, why will these two parties be fighting for Wike? They want him to be on ground. They want him to, spearhead what is going to happen in Bayelsa State. Is it because they know that he's a master strategist when it comes to election, whatever? They believe that he's going to help them win, and it doesn't bother them the means through which he's going to win for them. So sometimes when people say APC and PDP, they are almost the same thing. You can see it playing out. This is somebody that has even gone to work with the APC. He has embraced the APC party. He said he's working for Tinubu. He has even accepted this nomination by the APC, not by the PDP. And he still claims that he is a member of the PDP. He said he's going to Bayelsa on a national mission to go help them win election. Can you imagine him saying that a party affair is now a national mission, meaning that possibly the Nigerian people's money might be used in funding all this? That by the side, we know that political parties who have incumbent power, they keep using, the nation's resources in doing whatever they are doing. But why are they fighting for Wike to be the one to represent them or to spearhead what is going to happen in Bayelsa? For me, with the level of things that Wike has done against the PDP, although he said he was fighting for a good cause, that there was no reason for him to support a northerner, for him to support a northerner as a presidential candidate. And if a northerner was to be the presidential candidate, then the chairmanship should come to the South. That is their own problem. But for him to come out and say that he is working for the APC while he is still a member of the PDP, you can imagine that there is something, working behind the scene. These people have got no shame. How can you belong to a different party and you are going to work for another party without even resigning from your own initial party? he would have just come up to say, okay, I want to resign. I'm no longer a member of the PDP. But he said nobody can dare expel him from the PDP, that he remains a member of the PDP, but he's going to be working for Tinubu, meaning he will be working for the APC while a member of the PDP. And you can imagine the level of boldness that he uses, you know, in saying all these things. So one keeps wondering, is it because he was able to give Rivers State to APC? Is that why they are fighting for him to be the one to lead them to the next election in Bayelsa State? Why Wike? Why are they like saying it must be Wike? The PDP is supposed to expel him because I think he has really crossed the boundary. But they are saying they will expel him at the appropriate time. We don't know when that will be. They want him to go and work for them in Bayelsa State. And the APC is saying, no, he's our man now. Let him go and work for us so that he can do the job very well. Honestly, our politicians don't have shame. And they keep coming out, you know, in the public domain to say all these kind of things without minding their reputation. He said he is a man of integrity, but one might be doubting his integrity if really he has any to show for. So for him to boldly come and start fighting Peter Obi calls for real concern that Nigerians would have voted Peter Obi if he were better. Is there any of the presidential candidates that one can use to like match Peter Obi when it comes to integrity? Because this is just what Nigerians want. We want people, you know, with characters that we can trust. We want people that we believe in. We want people that will come and they will really mean business to save Nigeria from the mess we are into. And Wike is telling the whole world that you can't compare Peter Obi and Tinubu, that as in Tinubu is better than Peter Obi. So Nigerians, this is one of the reasons why all eyes must be on the judiciary. All eyes must be on the judiciary, because what happened, you've watched the initial video I played where Mr. Peter Side was really talking about what happened in Rivers State, how they switched results, I mean, polling units results, where the Labour Party won. On the IREV, it's the APC that won there. It's the APC, they just took Labour Party's number of votes and just switched everything. Honestly, we are living in a country that needs real reform, and we really need people who are credible in position of power. Let them come and change. I mean, so many things to be changed. So many things to be changed in Nigeria. And that brings me to what Dati Ahmed was saying during after the election. He said he is rejecting the sworn-in of this our current president, that he shouldn't even be sworn in, because they will tell you go to court, because it's like another planned deal. Go to court, because when you get there, we know how to fix everything. So Nigerians, please just tell me on what ground will Wike be saying that if Nigerians believe in Peter Obi, they would have voted for him. If Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him. On what ground is he measuring Peter Obi with the current president? All that they tried to do during the election, all the intimidation and all the harassment, so many things that happened during the election. We all know that Peter Obi won this election. He won this election. If we are to go by vote counting, so many things went wrong at the polling unit when they told us that they can't upload results. Some people said there was no network. Some people said they didn't have password. There were so many excuses. As in, the excuses were not even in uniform. People were giving different reasons as to why they could not upload. And at the end of the day, the INEC chairman came out to say that they had a glitch. The testifier who came to court as a witness told us that the health report of the Amazon AWS has said that there wasn't any problem. That there wasn't any problem with the system that was used. Everything was fine. The health report was okay. There wasn't any glitch. And up to today, the INEC chairman has not told us what that glitch was all about. They've not explained to us. They've not told Nigerians. And they're about conducting another election. That brings me to what somebody tweeted yesterday. The person was like, the INEC chairman for Gabon has been arrested, but the INEC chairman in Nigeria is about to conduct another election despite what happened. So guys, this calls for real concern when it comes to the kind of people we have in places of leadership in Nigeria. And that is why we are asking them to let them allow Nigeria to breathe. I mean, our politicians, they should allow Nigeria breathe. We really need people with character to be in places of leadership in Nigeria so that we can start fixing our economy, fixing our security, fixing our electoral system. We've got a lot to fix in Nigeria so that things can begin to work, so that Nigeria can compete with other African countries. I tell you, many of these African countries that were nowhere in the last 10 years, they've all bypassed, overtake Nigeria. Look at Rwanda. Look at Rwanda. Look at countries like Gambia. So many little countries that couldn't compete with Nigeria before. Today, they've overtaken Nigeria. Last time I was saying that there was this article that wrote on the 10 most educated countries in Nigeria. Sorry, the most educated countries in Africa. Nigeria is not even in the list. My people, myself, I was shocked. I know we have issues with out-of-school children, but I never expected that if out of 10 countries that are well educated in Nigeria, in Africa, sorry, Nigeria will not be named. I never expected that. At least, even if we had taken the 10th position, I would have been happy with that. But for the fact that we didn't even make that list of the 10 most educated countries in Africa, that calls for worry, that calls for concern. And there was this projection that in 2050, Nigeria will be lacking skilled individuals, meaning that you will come to Nigeria, you will hardly find experts, you will hardly find people that are skilled because our government is not investing in our education system. They are not even thinking of how to reform this educational system so that things will begin to work in Nigeria. They are just there for election. Let them win at all costs. So for APC to have the boldness to nominate Wike, who is of the PDP, to go spearhead affairs for them in Bayelsa State means that they have an intention. They have an intention for them to boldly, out of all the people in the APC, they could not find anybody fit to go fight for them in Bayelsa. It is Wike. That calls for worry. And I just hope that our judiciary, our judges are seeing all this, because Nigeria can't just accept any kind of judgment from them. We are begging them, they should have the fear of God at this point. They shouldn't allow Africa to sink. We are losing our democracy in Africa as a continent. Looking at all the coups that have happened just within a space of, just few years, we've had about 8 coups in Africa alone. And now the judiciary, the ball is in its court to save Nigeria and to save our democracy. So guys, I don't know what you've got to say about this statement made by Wike, that if Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him. Meaning that Nigerians didn't vote Peter Obi, rather Nigeria voted Tinubu. Anyway, the judiciary is yet to prove that. We are calling on them to give us justice. We are calling on them to dispense, their ruling without any fear, without any favor. They should give Nigerians the right answers. Many Nigerians have said that they are not going to accept the current government until the judges tells us who actually won the election. And that is what we are waiting for the tribunal to give us a date and to tell us who actually won this election. We have so many proofs out there that is going to disqualify the sitting president. We have his educational certificates that have question mark. That alone is a sure condition for the judiciary to boldly disqualify him. And I think it's just the fear of being disqualified that is making Wike to be making this comment, because he knows that once that disqualification comes, he's going to be losing this position that he's bragging about. Because looking at all the comments, the interviews that he has granted since he assumed this office, you know that it's like he's overcarried away by this position. Maybe he least expected it. So when it came, you know, it bloated him up, and he just keep making comments anyhow and anyhow. And to the point that he's saying that if Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him. Please, Peter Obi is far, far better. It's not a matter of tribe. It's not a matter of, you know, religion. It's a matter of standing for what is right. Peter Obi has told us how he governed Anambra State without stealing their money. He left their money while he was leaving office. He has told us how he transformed the educational system in Anambra State, which they are still benefiting from. I mean, they are still benefiting from what Peter Obi did. Some people will tell you that there are no structures. Well, how will he say he transformed Anambra State? Go and see the records of Peter Obi. Just within that space of time, he was the governor. And he has promised Nigerians that if he's given the opportunity, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to, you know, make Nigeria a place that investors can believe in. Look at our country. People cannot, even people living, Nigerians who are living abroad currently, are afraid to come and invest. They don't even know, is it the Naira rate? Naira to dollar or dollar to Naira rate. When you look at it, you are afraid. You don't even know if you should invest in Nigeria, because tomorrow the money you put there might just depreciate and you'll be regretting. People are no more having that confidence in our country. Most people abroad cannot comfortably come home or bring their families home. You know, all these things add up to our economy, but people cannot have that boldness to like, okay, let me go to Nigeria and spend 3 months without fear of being killed, without fear of being kidnapped, without fear of being robbed, without fear. Look at, you can't even travel from Lagos to the east because of the state of the roads in Nigeria. You must fly by air. And now that we have this fuel subsidy of a thing, we all know what the prices of things have become in Nigeria, including the flight prices. So guys, these are some of the things we have to bear in mind. That's why we keep calling on the Nigerian people that all eyes must be on the judiciary. These people cannot just commit all these things and just tell Nigerians to move on. Let's move on. You can imagine after what happened in Rivers State, Wike is saying that Peter Obi is not better than his opponents. This level of boldness, you know, has taken another height. For me, it has taken another level. And we must condemn it. We must tell Wike that even the river people, the people of Rivers State, they voted for Peter Obi massively. As in, they voted for Peter Obi massively. You heard Mr. Peter's side making references to areas where the Labour Party's number of votes were switched. When they give Peter Obi 200 here and give APC 5, on the IREV, the APC will be having 200, while the LP will be having 5. They switch everything just to give Tinubu victory. And now he has rewarded him with this position, and he's coming boldly to tell people that if Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him. So guys, we all must stand up to condemn this kind of thing. And that's why we will keep calling on the judges, on the judiciary, to give us justice. We want justice. All the areas our votes were stolen, they should give us back our votes, because we know we won this election and we won it squarely. So you can see what he said here, that he is working for Tinubu and not the APC. Nigerians, I don't know. Can you people just interpret this? He's working for Tinubu. Tinubu, who is now the leader as the president currently, he's the leader of the APC. And you are trying to separate him from the party. That you are working for the APC and not You are working for Tinubu and not the APC. I don't even know how he came up with this conflicting statement. Please, if you are working for Tinubu, it means you are working for the APC. So if you are going to Bayelsa State to fight for Tinubu, it means that you are going there to fight for the APC. No doubt you belong to two different parties now. You say you are a member of the PDP and you are still at the same time a member of the APC. Peter Obi can never split himself into two. So for you to be telling us that if Peter Obi was to be better, Peter Obi is far better. Peter Obi is far better. So guys, yes, this is all I want to share with you guys in this live session. And I just want to believe that our judges are seeing all these things, and God will give them the boldness, God will give them the courage that despite the pressure that they might be facing now, with all the things happening in African countries currently, all the coups, I tell you, that of Gabon was as a result of the flaws that happened during the election. The military couldn't condone it, and that led to them taking over power. I just pray that the judiciary will at this time save our democracy. Nigeria still want to enjoy its democracy. We don't want military rule. All we want is give us credible people. And we have come out, voted Peter Obi, and we want him to be declared winner of the 2023 presidential election, because we know that he won this election and he won it squarely. So guys, at this time, I want to say a very big thank you for being a part of this session. All eyes must keep being on the judiciary. Let's keep calling them out. Let's keep telling the judges that they can save our democracy and Nigeria can move forward. And also, it's a time for them to, like, you know, shine on the international platform. They can shine. Our judges, I mean, people will get to know that, oh, Nigeria even has a strong judicial system that is fearless, that can stand up to justice, that can dispense justice. I think this is a very good opportunity for our judges to make Nigerians proud, so that people will talk about us, you know, in a good light. So this is the end of this live session. Let me just take some of the comments that I have here. I can't wait till the day we see his likes. So honestly, Nigerian politicians are something else. Honestly, when you commit something, you'll be bold enough. He has even been promoted for giving APC victory, according to INEC. That's what INEC declared. So we are just praying that the judiciary will get to reverse that, because we've presented enough evidence. Politicians like Wike enjoy when Nigerians talk about them in media spaces. Yes, he might want to take that opportunity to be known, but how is he being known? Is he being shown in a positive direction or in a negative direction? I don't really think it makes sense. Even like looking at the interview that he granted, the way he was speaking, people keep saying he doesn't have the temperament to be the minister of the FCT, because FCT is the light of Nigeria. Is where people look at. When you talk of Nigeria, people will look at Lagos, they will look at Abuja, these two places. So when you have a wrong person there, it will also send a very wrong signal out there. So he should be able to, like, coached at the moment on how to manage his temperament, the way he speaks. You could hear him say, who would dare dispel him from the PDP? For somebody to be boldly talking like that, remember, we are living in an internet age where whatever you say, people will tend to see it from wherever they are. Please let us forget about what this confused man. Yes, this is what he says. We still have to, like, tell you guys that even after all that happened in Rivers State, Wike still has the boldness to say that if Peter Obi was to be better, Nigerians would have voted him. Peter Obi is far better. And I tell you, he is far better. He won this election, and we all know that he will be declared the president of Nigeria in no distant time. We are very confident. We are very, very, we we are very, very confident that Peter Obi will be declared the president, if not for any other basis, for the fact that the sitting president is not qualified going by the academic credentials that he submitted. He should prove his university degree, his primary school, his secondary school, and all that. There are a lot of things. There's a video I would have loved to play before ending this, but I think I did not upload that video here, where Dati Ahmed was like talking about the narcotic trafficking, that such a person cannot be our president. Cannot be our president, for God's own sake, Nigerians. Such a person cannot be our president, because Nigeria at the moment is not even finding it easy. When you talk of you are a Nigerian outside, people will look at you as if you are wearing rag. People don't believe that, you know, anything good can come out of Nigeria. And then you have your president with this kind of attachment that he was once a drug trafficker or that. Honestly, it does not tell good about Nigeria. And these are some of the things that we want our judges to look at when dispensing their final judgment. Honestly, we can't wait for them to declare Peter Obi as the winner of the 2023 presidential election, because we know we won that election, and you can't take it away from us that we won the election. So all eyes must be on the judiciary. So guys, at this moment, I want to say a very big thank you for joining me on this live session. Please do well to like this video so that YouTube can show it out for others to watch, and also subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell for future updates. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and God bless you. Bye.
Now my president you be, we are one better tomorrow. We no want to load, no. That the person will be me. If you want better tomorrow, no go vote to load, no.
I am a class now, as you see me, so at the front line, no.
At the front line, no.
Put you on mind, no, make we unite, do the right thing,
Do the right thing.
Situation don't they get a CD. My brother, sister, get your BBC. Make me unite, make me vote to you.
Now my president you be, me I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. That the person will be me, want better tomorrow. No go for to load, no.
you don't want to be, it means say you don't want to be.
Me, I go back to Obi.